to Big Sister. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I hope you all are enjoying your day wherever you are. Guys, if you haven't done so, please like, share, and subscribe to my baby channel. It's just starting out, but if you like it and if you share it, especially if you give it a thumbs up, it gets more circulation and it's gonna get me more subscribers. Anyway, guys, I want to talk with you about something. You know, I did a video a long time ago talking about how, just the difference with young girls dating older men. And I think it's only fair to keep it balanced and talk about my opinion on older women dating younger men. Now, I understand that there are some love stories and there are some success stories. I do strongly believe that, from way back in the days, boys were so different. They were working at a young age. That's how summer came into being. Okay, this is how we have summer break from school, because during the summertime, the boys, the children, had to be home to help on the farm. And it just never went away. So now the youth have time to just chill during the summer. But people were getting married at younger ages back in those days. I'm not necessarily a fan of that still. However, people were just different. They were, with the exception of maybe people who grew up in aristocratic types of circles in other parts of the world, most young boys were hunting already. They were farming. They were coal mining. They were doing different things. They were also getting married younger. But they were not necessarily marrying women who are considerably older. They were marrying a young girl as well. So that was for the times. Now you have older women who are looking at guys in their 20s. And these women are in their 40s and 50s and even higher, even older than that. And in my opinion, I don't think this is a good idea. And especially with young men. And I'm going to give you my honest opinion. Remember, I'm not here to knock anybody, but I'm giving you an opinion on why I think it shouldn't happen. I feel that more than likely, especially with young men in their 20s, what they're going to be attracted to is normally physical. Right off the top, they're going to notice you're pretty. They're going to notice other things about you as older women. Okay? They're probably going to find you sexy and attractive. And you probably find older women sexy and attractive because you haven't reached this level to really realize this is just a normal, the dispositions and the way older women are, that's normal. But when you're younger, it's the same thing as when a young girl looks at the older guy. He seems cool. He has things that she doesn't have. He has this calm demeanor. How he carries himself is different from the young boys that maybe are still running around and playing and laughing and joking at everything. She's going to be attracted to this calm man who's laid back. But a lot of times, guys, these individuals has already lived their life. You're seeing kind of what you may become when you mature to that state. Maturity can be attractive. And I feel that young boys are going to be, some young men and young boys, they are attracted to older women, but more than likely it is a physical thing. It is an attraction not only for the physical, but also just being drawn to the different disposition that an older woman brings, her common sense. She's going to be able to reason, rationale a little bit more. But she can make you think. Older women can say things that would cause the young man to be amazed and to be shocked and to be in awe. But this is because he is still developing. And for the mere fact that scientifically the human brain is not fully developed until our mid-20s, for the scientific fact that we are born with over 300 bones in our bodies, and those 300 bones are still developing and reach their peak. Well, they develop and they still fuse together to now be in the mid, I think it's like 270s or 250, I believe it's the 270s, 270 something human bones. The fact that those things are still developing all the way up until you're 27, it tells me a lot. If the human brain is still developing, then there are different parts of it that's still developing, right? The parts that's going to be attracted, the part that's going to reason, the part of the brain that's for empathy and compassion and all these different things. It's still developing. And so to me, if someone older comes along and someone is younger, I believe that they are going to have the ability to manipulate if they choose. They're going to have the ability to lend an impression. They're going to be able to make an impression that can be life altering in the way this young man thinks, the way he's going to approach women down the line, and to his detriment, especially if the woman plays games and hurts him. It's going to leave a mark significantly. In my opinion, I believe that young men should be allowed the opportunity, young people in general, but let's talk about the young men. They should be given the opportunity to grow and to develop into themselves. I don't think older women should be looking at a 20-year-old, 24-year-old young person. They really shouldn't. As much as the young men may say, well, I'm a grown man and I know this and I know that, your brain is still developing, sir. Okay? And I think it's imperative to allow these young men to grow into themselves. I feel like you should not be looking at these young guys. Wait until they're in their 30s. Okay? And when they're in their 30s, which means you probably in your 50s or 40s, if he still likes you and if he still wants to be with you, then I feel like you have an even playing field because he has grown into himself, figured out what he wants to do with himself, or still figuring out. He will be on a road and he will have more life experience, number one. And at that point, he would have accomplished some things in his life normally. At that point, he's graduated from school, high school, possibly even college. He's lived, he's experienced the world, okay? And now his approach to you is not going to be so much of wonderment and awe, and he won't be as pliable in your hands, which that's what you want if you're really being fair. And he's able to enter the relationship having life experiences and being more settled in himself to be able to make decisions. Not only that, he will be in a position where he can take you out and you don't have to pay. Okay, you can take him out and you may be able to take him out and maybe you want to pay, depending on how it goes. But what I'm saying is he has his own car, he has his own transportation, he has his own mind as far as where he wants to go and what he would like to do. And you guys can have a conversation and you may share things with him, but he won't be gobsmacked about everything, which is going to make him think that he's so in love with you. You guys have more of an even playing field here, even though you may still be advanced in age, because that's never going to, that never narrows. It always stays the way it is. There's always going to be this age gap, but he is more mature. Why I think that is important is because sometimes older women, you have to be honest. You are a lot of times not only, first of all, physical because they're young, but also because they're pliable. Any little simple thing you do, it's just easy to, they're going to be so amazed by what your car. They get in your car and they're amazed. No 30-year-old man or people in their 30s are going to get in your car and be amazed because they may have their own car. Okay? Or they may be amazed, but they're not, it's not going to influence if they're going to be with you or not. Okay? In some cases, depending on the maturity of that man, yes, that can be the case. They see your car and they want to date you, which just means they're shallow. All right. But a lot of times, older women, you're drawn to the fact that they are so impressed with everything you're doing. You do not have to work very hard, okay? And a lot of times, this leaves you to be the one that's making the decisions. I think this is unhealthy for young men. And I'm going to tell you why. Because men are raised to be protectors and to be providers. It is important that they have the ability to provide for themselves. They have a sense of accomplishment, okay? That they can do things. Things are not just handed to them. And I feel that in these phases, when they're in their 20s and you show up, you're not a mom. You're not their mom. You're not their parent. So in my opinion, you can hinder this guy. Okay, this young man that's growing up, because now all of a sudden you're paying for everything. Now all of a sudden he doesn't know where to go. He doesn't know the finer things in life like you do. He doesn't have the life experience. So you're going to be the one that's deciding. Okay, he may know things. He knows the local place to go to play video games. He may know about little events and things that's going on in his area. Okay. He still finds it fun to sit and just joke around with his friends and watch TV and laugh at things and eat cereal, in a bowl, or drink milk out the carton, whatever his little habits are. And you know what? He's entitled to go through this phase. He may be super sloppy. He may be super neat, whatever. He's still developing. But he's not going to know where to go and what to do, but you do. And you're going to be in the driver's seat. And I think it is quite hindering to that young man when you come in, you've already experienced your 20s. However you experienced it, you've already done it. You've been there, you've done it. He has not. They have not. So you come along, and now where he should be experiencing life and new things, you're going to come in and you're going to be the one that is paying for things. You're going to be the one that's driving or allowing him to drive your car. You're going to be the one that's going to, he's not going to be equal to you in reasoning and rationale. As much as they may pretend to at some point, they're not. You're going to end up be wearing the pants. Because if he disagrees with you about something, how are you going to take him seriously? Because he really may not have much he doesn't have enough life experiences to be able to bring his cards to the table and say what he will like or what he doesn't like. And he is still developing. I'm not saying that young men at these ages that they are lacking in, that they don't understand life. I'm not saying that they're completely naive and they cannot be respected, but they are developing. And it's just as if a fruit is on a tree. It's not fully ripe yet, but you want to pick it early. So if you take a fruit that's not ripe, it's not at its stage of full maturity yet, and you try to eat it and you try to use it for recipes, it's going to have a kind of taste to it. It's not going to be as enjoyable. And you're going to find a lot of times older women, they're going to start to mold this young man into how they want him to be. Okay? They're going to be the things that he likes to do. You're going to want him to call you back at a certain time, and he's supposed to do certain things. And he's just young. He's just having fun. But now you're tightening the reins because, well, you didn't call me, you didn't do this. And the truth of the matter is the guy's just absent-minded. He's 20-some years old. Are there things he needs to remember? Yes. But you have to understand that you're at the stage that he's not at. And it's almost as if you're hastening his growth. I believe young man needs the time to grow and to find out who they are. I believe dating an older woman hinders him as a man, because any man who really is raised a certain way, he doesn't want to sit there having you paying for everything. He driving your car, spending your money, staying at your house, living in your house, visiting your house. And what happens is there's going to be a great imbalance and a shift, because you're used to being in charge. You're used to be the one calling the shots. You're not going to probably listen to him, because what can he tell you? He's spending your money. He's eating your food. He's driving your car. He does not know things that you know. He doesn't know where to take you. He doesn't have the capability to provide for you, but you can take him on a vacation and you're going to pay for everything. Okay? He just has to perform or look good on your arm. But if he's displeased with something, he may not even be able to express to you why he's feeling a certain way. He's not even able to express to you maybe some of the things that maybe he's kind of struggling with the relationship. He enjoys certain things, but maybe he wants to express that he would like more independence, or he would like to be able to, you may want him around at a certain time, but he wants to be with his friends, or there's certain things that he wants to do. And he doesn't know how to express to you and tell you, look, there needs to be a balance between my life and yours. I'm still young. I'm not trying to hurt your feelings, but I need this space. I need this time. It's important that I still have my friends and my relationships. This is important as a part of my development. This helped me to figure out what I want for myself. You see, he's not going to be able to do that. But you're going to be able to speak and tell him and give him all the scenario. And more than likely, as a young man, he's just going to sit there and be quiet and okay. Because he does not know how to speak to you on this level. And even young men who can speak and they're eloquent, they know how to express themselves. Most of them, it's not that they can't, but guys, young boys are just not interested in the type of things that you as a woman will be. He's not thinking about, oh, I didn't call you back. He doesn't even mean it. He's just not thinking that way. So you kind of become a nagging mom in a different way, but you're just the mom that he's dating. Okay? I feel like there is an imbalance. I feel like there's some dissatisfaction that's going to come there as an older woman, because there's certain things that someone you're dating should know to do. Hey, give me a call when you reach home, or I'm home. They should check on you. He's probably not going to do that. Okay? He may be more satisfied with texting you, hey, and not calling, but you may want him to call because you're older. And so now you're molding him, and you're going to be fussing at him, or you're going to be telling him whatever, and it's not right. It's not fair, because he's not ready yet. That's why there's a lot of dissatisfaction in certain things. He wants to be on the phone. He's laughing. He's talking. He wants to watch something. Maybe he wants to watch some anime, and you're not into that. You want to sleep. He's up. You want him to turn the TV off. If you're living together, okay, some of you living together, and so you want him to turn the TV off. You want him to turn it down. He's laughing too loud. These things are going to happen. The things he likes to do, you're not probably won't want to do it, or you're going to be looking as if you are literally their what do you call those people? Their chaperone when you're around their friends. You're not going to fit in. And if you're fitting in 9 times out of 10, you're looking odd, because it does not matter how young you look. There are always telltale signs. It's going to be in the way that you talk. It's going to be just in the way that you try to be cool. It's just going to look wrong. Okay? Even if you look young, your elbow is going to tell the truth. Let's be real. I don't know what it is about our elbows, but a woman's elbow is going to tell her age. And just certain things you're going to do. And when you, even with older men, you know, sometimes you see them, they're trying to play cool. They can dress young, but there's something just fundamentally just don't look right. Especially when they're trying to act young. It does not come off as authentic. It's not natural. And sometimes it can be very cringe. and you see that older man, he's just still fit, or that older woman still fits, still looks nice, that's fine. But when they're trying to act young, when they're trying to enjoy the same things that young people enjoy, I think, like seeing a really older person in the club. I remember when I used to go out to the club, and there's this older woman that was in the club with us. And the funny, she would be dancing and she was having a good time and she was dressed cool. But guess what? And we thought we welcomed her, or she welcomed us, because she's probably there before we got around. But it was still, there wasn't any, she'd be dancing and we're like, oh, okay, and all of that. But she's an older woman. So at the end of the day, a lot of times we're giving her her props, if you want to say, and it's cool. It's like, oh, look at this lady. Look at this old lady in the club. Okay, look at her. Wow, she's still holding, but she's still an older woman. Even the young guys, she's still an older woman. She's an older woman. All right. And so they looked at her like, all right, okay, auntie, maybe she doesn't hear that. And then, of course, you do have some who's going to go for it. But I think, in all fairness, older women, you probably shouldn't be looking for a guy in their 20s. You have to give this guy an opportunity to grow and to develop. I don't care how much he's saying he's mature and he's this. No, you're not. Your brain ain't finished working. Your brain is not. Your brain is still developing. The rest of your brain, when it develops and when you grow into yourself and you experience life, then these young men can maybe look at you in their, I say 30s. Okay, in their 30s. That's only fair, because he is not going to be as naive as he is in his 20s. He's not as pliable. And I feel that anything before that is somewhat of an interference. And you can break that man's heart. And women, come on, women can play these head games. They play head games with each other. That young man is not going to be any match for you. You're going to know how to manipulate him, because he's still naive and he's still innocent. And everything you do is going to be so, it's going to mean so much to him. It's going to hurt him a different way, because his pain, the way he feels, is going to be different. And it makes him easily manipulated. And that's just not fair. So let's say you use this guy, or you date him and you realize you don't like him, because this can happen. You're mature and you can really cut it off. He's going to be devastated. He may act out. Or now he's experienced these things with you. He's trying to date someone his age, and she just does not have what you have. And truth be told, you were this young girl still finding yourself in the world at some point. But he has skipped a couple levels, and now he doesn't know how to treat people, or he's not interested, or he begins to really treat women badly because of what you did to him. They can be manipulated. I say, allow these young men to grow. Allow these men to experience their life. Allow these men to experience their youth. Because once you step in, that's not going to be the same. There's a freedom, and there's a beauty of youth, and there's just a freedom in it that every young person should be allowed and should be entitled to. You should not come in. You've already been 20. You're no longer in this category. You're not going to enjoy the things that he is enjoying. You're not going to be surprised at things he's going to be surprised at. And the truth is, you enjoy surprising him and throwing out all your toys and all the things that you have and your big screen TV and whatever in your car. And because you've already had the chance to live your life and be 20 and get to this point. And he's going to be easily pleased. He's going to be easily pleased. He's going to be easier to please than someone your age who has what you have. Men do not get in car. Most men who is on the same level with you, they're not going to be, no, because they have it. They've got it. You're not the first person to have the car like this. So sometimes older women, you have to think, why are you looking for someone that young? Why? Number one, it's going to be their youth and their young bodies. You're also attracted to their innocence. They still have this shyness, this boyish grin. They're fresh, you see. You're attracted to that. And also, ladies, your ego is going to be stroked very easily. You're going to be in control. And sometimes, some of you got to pay attention. You may just want somebody that you can control, that you can manipulate, that you can mold. And that's wrong. That's somebody's child. And I'm telling you, I have 2 sons. And you and I will have a problem. I'm telling you. Not my 20-year-old. You come here a whole 50? No. No. You got worms. The same way we used to say older men got worms. You got worms, honey. No. Leave him alone. Let him grow. Let him enjoy his youth. Let him experience life. If he's dating someone who is in his age bracket, that they can be surprised together and they can be fascinated together because things are actually new to the both of them. Let him learn how to provide and how to take care of his family, his mom and his sisters, and work with his dad or whatever he has to do. Grow into himself, get a job. And these guys may have a job, right? He has a job and he's working at the movie theater and he's getting his little $200 and he can do things with it and he feels good about it. But he's not going to feel good about his little $200 or $75, whatever he has, or working at McDonald's. And here you are with your big car and dropping stacks. It's going to do something to him. He needs to develop. And if later on in life he is the one and you guys really see each other and wow, we're in love, then so be it. But he would have been developed. His mind, his brain is fully developed. He can make decisions. Think about it. Sometimes even older men can be problematic. Men your age can be problematic. Men your age can be, in and out. But then there's also others who are stable. They have grown. They have worked. They have their own things. They have their own resources. They can have a conversation with you. They've experienced life. You're on the same level, and you can build together. At the same time, they're on the same level with you, so they're able to discern when you are playing games, or he can look at things and say, no, I don't agree with that, and tell you why, or not tell you why, but he's going to stand his ground. But when you're going for a younger guy, the guy that's working at the movie theater, the guy that's working at Taco Bell, the one that's still in school and living off his, his whatever he has for tuition and his student loans and living in the dorms, he doesn't have anything. Of course, he's going to be fascinated by you coming to pick him up. And that's not right. It's somewhat manipulating. Allow them to develop, allow them to grow, allow them to experience life, allow them to fall in love with someone that's their age, if that's what's going to happen. And if he's going to be yours, and if it's meant to be, he's going to come around to you. But a lot of times, ladies, it can be all about control. You want someone that you can control. You want someone that has this unending adoration. Just everything you do is wonderful. Oh, you're so great. People your age don't talk to you like that. Men are not always, oh, you're so great. They do, but it's not the way this young guy is going to be fascinated. And let's talk about children. If he's 20 and you're in your 40s, you're already past, you're not past childbearing birth, but you're like geriatric. You'll be considered a geriatric pregnancy. And a lot of times you don't want children. Perhaps some of you already have children. That's not fair for him. Okay? And when he wants children, some of you are rude. You're going to be talking to him crazy. Well, I don't know how you're going to get that. I don't know how you're going to do this, because you've been here a long time. So you know how to talk around him in a certain way. Those of you that's mean. It's like he is your kid. And you're going to remind him that you're old. You're going to remind him, and you may even make a little jokes. He wants to do things. Not my car. Whose car? My car? This is my house. This is my things. This is my things. I helped you to do this. I helped you to do that. You see that imbalance there? And then, as I said, children. So a lot of times, while there may be success stories, there's sometimes somebody has compromised in some way. Whether it's the woman that's now trying to have a geriatric pregnancy, she's having a baby in her 50s, or that young man saying, it's okay, I don't want kids. He's full of possibilities, but yet he'll never know because you are too old or you're too advanced in age to have a child. So he now tells himself, it's okay, I don't want a child. And sometimes they don't, but most times they do. And they compromise. And they age before their time. They slow down to keep up with you. You see? And you may have, look, the older people are normally getting the better side of it. You are. You're getting the best of both worlds. You're getting the admiration. This person is going to be pliable. They're easy to control. They're easy to manipulate. They're easy to bring around. Easier than it will be if you dated a man your age. And it's, in my opinion, ladies, just don't do it. I know there are success stories. But even with success stories, as I said, I believe there's always someone who is compromised in some way. And normally it's going to be that younger person. And you're going to get older before they do. So to some degree, it's like you have a caretaker already. You see what I'm saying? So let that young man grow into himself. Let him become who he needs to be. Let him hit his mid-30s. But why would some women go, I want him in his mid-30s? Why? A lot of times because they know he's developed. They don't like that. They want someone that's young. They're attracted to the youth. They're attracted to the filial, somewhat admiration. They want to be able to, they like that euphoric feeling. And that's selfish. So there's some of you that you dated the older, you may have a love story. You just might. But in my opinion, leave these young boys alone. Let them discover life. Let them discover themselves. Let them grow into themselves. Let their brain finish developing. And then let them have their own independence. If they've never owned a car, they don't know what it's like to live away from home. They don't know what it's like to really work and earn and build. Why would you date a person who's never had these experiences as an older woman? They need to experience these things for themselves. Figure themselves out, learn themselves, grow, and then you meet them later on. And it's more of an even playing field, you see. So ladies, when you don't want that, you want a young person. Men, you may want this young girl. There's a lot of reasons for it. And in my opinion, a lot of it is for the easy admiration. You're going to feel good. They're easier to control. And physically, they look good. Youth is beautiful. But sometimes, guys, you're interfering. And a lot of times, their parents are not happy about that. You're the same age as their parent. You have to think about that. So infiltrating on their youth, accelerating their growth in some degree, calming them down, calm down, calm down. When they're just so happy, they're just bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, ready to go. Gotta be careful. Enjoy your youth, young people. The reason why a lot of times you're so attracted to older people is because you're looking at the things that older people have. But you're going to have that. And when you have it, and when you accomplish those things, you won't be as impressed. You may still respect them, but you're not going to be like, wow. You see what I'm saying? Give yourself time to grow. Give yourself time to thrive. Allow yourself to make your mistakes, hit your highs, your lows. Enjoy your life, because you cannot go back. Don't allow anyone to come and intercept you in your 20s, regardless of everything that they have. You're impressed with the things that they have that you eventually will get yourself. But sometimes because you get so sucked into that, you'll never know what it's like to get your own place, your own stuff, because you're living with them in some cases. You're moving in with them. They're, oh, I can get you this apartment. I can get you this place. And you become dependent on them. And sometimes this can become very unhealthy, because now you're going to reach this place in your life where you are growing into yourself and you want to make your own decisions. But now there's this battle, this struggle, this power struggle, because this person's been your parent girlfriend or parent boyfriend for so long that they're not willing to let go of the reins. And so when you're trying to be who you need to be and make your own decisions, they think that you're fighting against them, and they're not going to allow it. And so sometimes, because they're so much more advanced in the banter and the argument, you just accept, but you're never developing into yourself. And I'm telling you, last but not least, as I close out this video, is that a lot of times this young person is so attracted to you, but then they develop, and all of a sudden they realize they're not as attracted. They're not as interested in you anymore. And what are you going to do? Guilt them. Oh, I let you drive my car. I let you do this. I let you do that. And sometimes they may stay with you out of that. But other times they're trying to pull away because they realize this is not what I want. They realize that your cars and everything, now that they've grown up, it's not a big deal. The veneer and the way they saw you changes as they get older. And unfortunately, some people, they realize this after they've married the person, after their lives have been so intertwined for such a long time. And they're like, oh, how do I get out of this? And it's difficult and it's hard, especially when women are trying to figure out who they are and want to branch out, and they've been dating an older man. So just something to think about. That's just my opinion, that young men need to grow into themselves. They need to figure out themselves in the world, being providers, protectors, earning money at whatever degree, bringing that money, putting it away, being able to help, to grow, to figure themselves out, to be with their friends, to have fun in life. The youth, that high life that you're never going to have. Just that freedom to just sit with your friend, to whatever degree. They need that. They need that. Because suddenly they're going to be adults. Like 30, 40, 50. And there's no going back to your 20s, ever. And those are the best years, in my opinion. Those are the best times. And they deserve to enjoy it without any sort of infiltration, interference. No one to accelerate that process. No one to have them skipping a few steps. They need that. That's how they become better men. The men who they're meant to be. And they need to grow at their own pace. Don't pick that fruit before it's ripe. And sometimes, ladies, it's not your fruit. Sometimes you snatch it off the branches, and the person who they're really for, they don't meet them. Or by the time they meet them, they're like a half-bit apple. Bit out, withered, tossed to the side, made into what you want them to be made into. And then they struggle when it's time for them after the relationship is over and they're trying to be with someone in their age group. All right, guys, that's all I have to say. I know this video is super long, but I hope that it's enjoyable.